Why the Roman Empire went bankrupt? Imagine a civilization that ruled almost all of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Cities gleamed with white marble temples, wide cobblestone streets, and grand amphitheaters where tens of thousands gathered to watch gladiators and performances. Trade routes spanned thousands of miles, connecting distant provinces, and merchants exchanged spices, metals, and luxury goods. Coins clinked in bustling markets while taxes flowed steadily into the imperial treasury, funding monumental architecture, roads, aqueducts, and public baths that amazed all who visited. But behind this dazzling wealth, Rome faced a hidden danger: overspending. Emperors built palaces adorned with gold and precious stones, hosted extravagant games that entertained thousands, and pushed borders outward, each conquest demanding armies, food, and infrastructure. Wealth appeared abundant, yet financial stability was fragile. Every decision to expand or indulge drained resources, and the empire's prosperity masked the cracks that would later grow into crisis. History reminds us that even the mightiest powers can falter when ambition outpaces prudence, and when the glitter of wealth hides the cost of maintaining it.
Wealth and ambition.
At its peak, Rome's wealth and power were unmatched anywhere in the known world. Cities were feats of engineering. Aqueducts carried fresh water over miles to fountains and baths. Massive forums hosted thousands for political debates and social gatherings, and amphitheaters held spectacles that drew citizens and visitors alike. Trade stretched from the distant lands of Britain to the deserts of Egypt, bringing in spices, metals, grains, and luxury goods. Taxes and tributes kept the imperial treasury overflowing, funding construction, entertainment, and public services. Yet beneath this grandeur, the empire's ambition was limitless. Emperors sought to leave lasting legacies through monumental architecture, grand games, and military campaigns expanding the empire's borders. Every conquest promised wealth but demanded armies, supplies, roads, and infrastructure. Citizens enjoyed the benefits of public works and entertainment, yet the financial system was unbalanced. Spending consistently outpaced income, and the empire's apparent wealth masked the fragility of its finances. Rome's example reminds us that even vast prosperity cannot survive unchecked ambition and poor fiscal discipline.
Costs of expansion.
Expansion was both Rome's greatest strength and its heaviest financial burden. Maintaining control over vast provinces required legions stationed across thousands of miles, each soldier needing food, pay, weapons, and equipment. Roads and forts demanded continuous upkeep, while supply lines stretched across deserts, rivers, and mountains. Revenue from conquered lands often arrived slowly or inconsistently, and rebellions or unrest required rapid deployment of troops, further straining resources. Every new territory promised wealth, but also brought significant costs. Administrators had to manage local governance, enforce laws, and build infrastructure to integrate the provinces into the empire. The empire's reach became so extensive that expenditures consistently outpaced income, creating mounting financial pressure. Even as taxes, tributes, and trade flowed in, the cost of expansion quietly eroded Rome's stability, showing that unchecked ambition, no matter how successful, can become a dangerous financial trap.
Currency devaluation and inflation.
To cover the ever-increasing costs of maintaining its vast empire, Roman emperors resorted to minting more coins with less silver, reducing their intrinsic value. This deliberate devaluation caused prices to rise sharply, leading to widespread inflation that affected every level of society. Ordinary citizens discovered that their savings were rapidly losing value, while merchants continuously raised prices to protect their profits. Soldiers demanded higher wages to keep pace with the cost of living, and essential public projects slowed or were postponed as the treasury struggled to keep up with mounting obligations. The shrinking trust in money further destabilized the economy. Citizens began hoarding goods rather than spending. Trade networks slowed down, and commerce between provinces became less reliable. Short-term solutions like producing more coins provided immediate relief, but worsened long-term financial instability, leaving the empire vulnerable. Rome's experience demonstrates that mismanagement of currency, even in the wealthiest civilization, can ripple across society, undermine trust, and weaken the foundations of governance, proving that sound financial policy is critical for lasting stability and prosperity.
Corruption and leadership.
Corruption and weak leadership were major forces that deepened Rome's financial crisis. Many emperors focused on personal luxury, building palaces adorned with gold and marble, hosting extravagant games, and surrounding themselves with wealth and opulence. Meanwhile, officials and governors often exploited taxes for personal gain, accepted bribes, and promoted loyalty over competence, placing friends or family in positions they were unqualified to hold. Provinces struggled to meet the heavy demands of the empire, while resources were wasted on inefficient administration and pointless projects. This cycle of mismanagement fueled growing dissatisfaction among citizens, who suffered under heavy taxation while trade declined and public works were delayed or abandoned. Even enormous wealth could not compensate for systemic greed and poor governance. Rome's example shows that strong, accountable leadership is critical. Without careful management, discipline, and integrity at the top, no empire, corporation, or personal financial system can endure. Leadership determines whether wealth is preserved or squandered, and whether a civilization thrives or collapses under its own ambitions.
Lessons from Rome. The collapse of the Roman Empire provides timeless lessons that remain relevant today. First, spending must be carefully monitored, and long-term planning is essential to sustain any large organization. Second, quick fixes, such as debasing currency, can temporarily alleviate problems, but often create larger crises in the future. Third, leadership and accountability are crucial. Without strong ethical management, even vast resources cannot prevent decline. Fourth, ambition without strategy is dangerous. Unchecked expansion and extravagant spending can destabilize even the most powerful empire. These lessons are not limited to ancient Rome. Modern nations, corporations, and individuals face similar challenges every day. Overspending, mismanagement, and lack of strategic vision threaten stability and growth. By studying Rome's mistakes, we can better understand how to manage resources, make informed decisions, and build resilient systems. True prosperity depends not just on wealth, but on foresight, discipline, and responsible leadership. Closing reflection. The Roman Empire did not fall in a single day. Overspending, inflation, and weak leadership gradually drained its wealth, leaving even the most powerful cities vulnerable. Yet history is not only a warning, it is also a guide. By studying the mistakes of Rome, we can learn to recognize risks, understand the impact of our financial and strategic decisions, and make wiser choices in managing money, resources, and ambition. Rome's story reminds us that lasting prosperity depends on more than wealth alone. It requires discipline, strategic planning, foresight, and responsible leadership. Whether managing a nation, a corporation, or personal finances, these principles remain vital. Learning from the past enables us to avoid preventable mistakes, strengthen systems, and endure pressures that come from ambition, demand, and change. The lessons of Rome resonate across centuries, providing wisdom for modern financial and organizational challenges.
Rome is civilization! Rome is order! Rome is power!